Welcome to a YHI Energy tech tip on how to update the Polarium solar inverter interface or connect bridge device to the latest firmware and upload an appropriate config file. At date of recording, this was firmware 1.3.4. Step 1. Download the latest Polarium Connect app from the App Store or Play Store. For this video, I am using Android, but the process for iOS is relatively similar. Step 2. Open the Polarium app and connect the SII. If it does not appear on the initial screen, you may need to rescan by pulling down. Then simply click on the Connect Bridge device. If your device is set up with AES authentication, you will need to scan the QR code on top of the SII. Note, this is the QR code on the top, not the front. Step 3. Update the BLE firmware. Go into the menu and go to About Device. Here you can see the current firmware version. Tap on Update and select the BLE update file. The top bar shows the file being transferred to the bridge, and the lower bar is the progress of the update. Just fast forwarding quickly through this. Once it's complete, you will then need to restart the app. Reconnect to the device. Note, it may not appear immediately or may come up with some device not supported errors while it is rebooting, but a bit of persistence and patience and you'll get back into the device. Step 4. Update the bridge firmware. This is essentially the same process, going into the menu and go to About Device. Tap on Update, but this time select the bridge update file. Again, top bar shows the transfer and lower bar the actual update. This does take a few minutes, so we'll fast forward quickly through that. And again, you will need to restart the app. If you did not have AES authentication turned on prior to this update, it will now be turned on again after the update, so you will need to scan that QR code. Step 5. Configure the battery for your battery and inverter setup by going into the BMS configuration. It will take a few seconds to load all the parameters for the device. If you are confident about what you're doing, go through and set all these values, or if you have a complex setup. However, for most configurations, contact YHI for a config file to suit your application. You simply then click on the Download Configuration button, select the config file, and then Load the Device button. This will take a few seconds again, and once complete, the device will need to reboot. Once rebooted, you can select the Connect Bridge again. If you want, you can turn off the AES authentication, so you don't need to scan the QR code each time. This is particularly useful if the bridge is installed at the top of a cabinet or has devices on top. Simply go into the device configuration and turn AES authentication off. The one last important value to change is turn on configured CAN, and then press save and reboot the device one last time. After that, all that is left is to log into the device and hit the search batteries button. Hope this helps, but of course if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and we can clarify any parts of this process.